Welcome back everybody to Microsoft Flight Simulator. In this video I'm gonna review the EMB-121 by BRISMDESIGNS. I'm gonna do a full flight from St. Louis to Kansas City, and it's gonna be on Vatsim. I'm also gonna be using the GTN750 GPS, and I'm just gonna give my own personal thoughts and opinions on this airplane. Just to keep in mind, it's not a tutorial, but more of a first look, can I do a full flight without issues, and how is it gonna fly on Vatsim. So the first thing I noticed that it's a more of an older plane. I think it was built around the 70s. You can tell by the analog indicators, and even the weather radar, which looks like an old TV almost. I did install the GTN750 mod, so it's a little bit more modern. And just like in my last review on the ATR, I mean, interior is great. Look at that. You have a very nice overhead panel, and you also have a detailed back, which I don't look very often, but it's nice to have. You can interact with the windows as well if you want to. And even the armrest works. Armrest here works as well. You can also get some window shades in here. Sun visors work too. And all the buttons pretty much you can see are working. But yeah, graphic design interior wise, 10 out of 10 for sure. Exterior, I mean, you got a lot of details in the exterior as well. The plane does look a little bit odd at first because it does have a short fuselage, and then you got these two massive turboprop engines. It looks very well made. No glitches or anything like that. Yeah, exterior wise I got nothing to complain at all. That's that for the exterior and interior. There's not a whole lot to say. Details are there if you want to look at them. What's most important for me are sounds and performance of the aircraft, and how in depth it can go with the aircraft. Like if it's study level or not, things like that. Also, just a side note, this is the updated version of May 22nd. Also, another thing that I noticed is really good is the tablet. And you got a lot of options actually. You got your baggage doors, chocks and main doors, they all work. You even have ground power units. You can set your fuel and your weight down here. And then what you can also do, if you do have the GTN750 mod installed, you can click it right here. And then you can change it, and it'll look like this instead of the old one. And then you can also change the panel color, fuel panel indicator, where you can have lights instead of the analog ones, which will look like this. And a different glare shield as well. So very nice details you can have here in the tablet. And I believe here you can even put in co-pilots and passengers. I'm not 100% sure, but I think that's what it does. You also have a full checklist page, which is very nice. You got a lot of things in the checklist. It definitely needs a little bit of studying at least before you can handle this plane like a pro. You got 13 pages, and each checklist page has a lot to it. But yeah, that's enough talking for the outsides and insides. Let's go ahead and get the aircraft set up and do a full flight on Vatsim.
Temperature 27, 2.8, altimeter 3005, visual approach runway 11 in use, departing runway 12 left, notices to air mission, runway 12 right closed, advise on initial contact, you have information calls.
Alright, let's go ahead and get the clearance. St. Louis ground, November 6 Alpha Mike, requesting Alpha clearance to Kansas City.
Number 6 Alpha Mike, St. Louis ground, clearance from FASS standby. Number 6 Alpha Mike, correction there, it's going to be Ozark 8 departure, holds will transition, then as filed. Maintain 3000, expect level 220, 10 minutes after departure. Departure frequency 132.12, squawk 4606.
Alright, Ozark 8 departure, holds will transition, then as filed, maintain 3000. Expect 220 after 10 minutes. Departure frequency 132.12 and squawk 4606. November 6 Alpha Mike.
November 6 Alpha Mike, readback is correct, advisor to taxi.
We will advise November 6 Alpha Mike. Alright, so we did get a different departure, which is Hartsville. I wanted to go St. Louis, but I guess that doesn't work. I'm gonna post some pictures of what I wanted to do originally for my route and what I got instead. Alright, let's go ahead and get the engine started. Alright, plane is set up, let's go ahead and taxi. And ground November 6 Alpha Mike with Golf, ready for taxi.
November 6 Alpha Mike, thank you for golf on 12 left taxi via Foxtrot 4, Foxtrot 0.
12 left via Foxtrot 4, Foxtrot Sierra, November 6 Alpha Mike. Alright, so setup of the plane was pretty easy, you just go by the checklist and then you're good to roll. So yeah, let's go ahead and taxi to the runway. Alright, here we are. Go ahead and get it ready for takeoff. And lose departure, November 6 Alpha Mike, holding short 12 left.
November 6 Alpha Mike, departure, hold short 12 left, landing traffic.
Holding short 12 left, November 6 Alpha Mike. Alright, we're holding short, we got some landing traffic right there. Whoa. Alright, Microsoft Flight Sim, that's realistic. Well, in the meanwhile, as we are waiting for that landing traffic, I can tell you the setup was pretty easy. Like I said, you just go through a checklist. And I am using the GTN 750, so you just put in your flight plan. And then you just run through the checklist and get the engine started in the taxi. Look at that, that's the landing traffic right there.
November 6 Alpha Mike, runway 12 left, line up and wait.
12 left, line up and wait, November 6 Alpha Mike. Alright, let's go ahead and line up and wait.
November 6 Alpha Mike, turn right, heading 170, runway 12 left, clear for takeoff.
Turn right 170 and 12 left, clear for takeoff. November 6 Alpha Mike. Alright, fuck that plane over there, let's go ahead and take off. Oh, he's speeding up. Be racing, boy. Oh no, he's winning. Alright, let's pull it up. Put the weather radar on as well.
November 8 Niner Alpha, turn left heading 310.
Left to 310, Pipe Rate Niner Alpha.
November 6 Alpha Mike, departure, radar contact, climb and maintain 15,000 and say altitude leaving.
15,000 and leaving 1,400. Alpha Mike.
Roger.
I have a little bit of speech impediment today, I don't know why. Right, let's just hand fly this a little bit.
November 6 Alpha Mike, turn right, heading 250.
Turn right 250. 6 Alpha Mike. Alright, 250. There we go. I'm just gonna hand fly this a little bit. So hand flying is very smooth, it feels good. The only issue that I've seen so far with this aircraft is that I looked at some data sheets and takeoff should be like 125 knots and then landing's like 120 knots or something. This thing can land at 60 knots and take off at 60 knots. I don't know if it's accurate, but yeah, I think the flight model is not 100% accurate when it comes to that. And flying though is pretty beautiful, I can tell you that. It feels pretty good. See if I can get the autopilot set up actually. A little bit too far left, but that's fine.
November 6 Alpha Mike, turn right direct to Cabot, resume the Ozark 8 departure.
Direct Cabot and resume Ozark 8 departure. November 6 Alpha Mike. And seems like the autopilot is working. Go ahead and set our altitude as well. I heard on the datasheet, or I saw on the datasheet, that 1,200 feet per minute is kind of like the standard climbing altitude. We're gonna go ahead and do that. We make sure that our flight plan is correct. Yep, direct Cabot, and then we're gonna resume the Ozark 8 departure. Looking good. Like I said, this is the GTN 750. Put some modern equipment in this plane, you know. Alright, let's go through the checklist again. After takeoff, flaps are retracted. Landing lights, we turn them off after 10,000 feet. Traction lights as required. And inertial separators as required. That's pretty much the engine anti-ice, I think. Auto feather off, and then prop sync on. I'm not exactly sure what it does. I'm not a professional at this, but I'm just gonna go through the checklist. Pressure, I mean, I never really bother with the pressure, I just fly the plane. And then autopilot as required. Right, next up would be the cruise. Got a little bit of lag here. Alright, first impressions. I mean, this is my very first flight on Vatsim with this aircraft actually, so you are live with me how I'm messing up. And I can tell you, it works pretty good. I mean, you can definitely fly this on Vatsim. Autopilot's working super smooth. I love it. Speeds are looking good. In general, I'm used to flying aircraft such as the G1000 or the G3000 or the 5000. I never really fly planes with the analog displays. And I'm surprised how well it actually works. Like, everything is very well animated, works pretty good. And something I haven't mentioned yet, this plane is only like 20 bucks, I think. And for 20 bucks, I mean, this plane is freaking good. For 20 bucks, this is probably one of the best planes for that price range. And when it first came out, it did have some issues, but they just fixed it today, like I said.
Marine Enter Alpha, turn left, heading at 2, I'll call it 22.
And they fixed all the issues that this plane had at launch. But I'm impressed so far. I mean, this plane is not only beautiful, also flies really good. Any sounds? I think they have similar sounds like the Beechcraft King Air. But honestly, I mean, it's not a bad sound. Pretty sure somebody will make a sound pack maybe. Perhaps even Boris. If you guys don't know, Boris makes a lot of sound packs. I can definitely recommend that guy. I purchased like a sound pack from the Cessna 172. It's freaking amazing. He also made the sounds for the Vision Jet. And you do have some custom sounds with the button switch clicks and the alarms. I mean, overall, for 20 bucks, freaking go ahead and grab it.
November 8 Enter Alpha is 5.5 miles from Greep, turn left heading 140, maintain VFR, clear to ILS, runway 12 left approach.
Left to 140 and clear for the ILS approach to 12 left. Piper 828 Enter Alpha.
Alright, let's go ahead and climb to our cruise, which is going to be 22,000 feet, and see you at cruise. Have fun, enjoy the flight. Alright, we are back, not quite a cruise yet. I just want to let you know we had a master warning. Or master warning. For the cabin altitude. Just interesting, I have actually no idea how to, Oh! Look at that. That needs to be switched to auto. Alright guys, make sure you put that on auto. Alright, cool. Just want to let you know. We are on a Unicom right now because we have no center online, but ATC coverage at ground and approach was very nice. We're still climbing to our cruise, so we will see you in a bit. Alright guys, we are back, we've reached cruising altitude. Climb was really smooth, nothing to complain there. Very beautiful aircraft, and we are still on our departure. We still got the cabin alt warning. I have no idea if it's gonna do its thing or not, because I did put it on auto. We'll see. Just gonna breathe some oxygen bottles for the time being. Very pretty. Look at that, we are up in 22,000 feet. Yeah, that's the cabin alt. Hopefully it'll fix itself. Maybe if I put this to climb for a little bit, maybe then it'll fix itself. We'll see. But hey, look at these graphics. So nice. I really like this kind of wall. I'm not sure what material that is. Almost looks like some sort of fabric. Looking very nice. You can also turn off the landing lights, I forgot about that. And turn off the seatbelts. Even the overhead panel is just so nice. Everything is very well written. You have your battery right there, your generators, all your exterior and interior lights. Then the engine ignition panel. Your AC stuff is right there. Let me actually go like that. There we go, now you can see it a little bit better. All your de-ice needs, and for some reason this is off as well. You need to make sure this is on. There's your pitot heat. Got your windshield wipers as well, which works very good. You can even change the speed. Oh, all these switches are super satisfying. Like, again, for 18 bucks, I mean that's some high quality stuff right there. Then the inertia separators. I never knew what it was about, but yeah, it's the engine anti-ice, which I didn't know. You learn new things every day. And just overall, the cockpit is just amazing. If you're watching this, go ahead and get it, if you have the money. You know, if you're trying to save up for a plane, but you kinda also don't want to save up 60 or 70 bucks for a plane, then just get this one. For 20 bucks, you can't do anything wrong with it. And with the latest update, they fixed pretty much 90% of the issues that the aircraft had at release. Oh yeah, look at that. Clear skies. This is the EMB-121 A1, I believe. Xingu. And it almost sounds like Pingu. Every time I see this, I have to think about Pingu. I think really the only issue that I have is the prop graphics. They seem a little bit oh. Turn that off. I don't know, you can kind of see it's looking a little bit weird. Alright, let's go ahead and cruise to our destination, and we will see you at our first descent. guys, we're back. I'm gonna start descending here in a second. It doesn't have VNF, so I'm gonna have to do my own calculations. You have to cross a certain waypoint at 12,000 feet, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put that in. Then I'm not exactly sure how I can get into vertical speed mode. Gonna need some help with that. I'm not really familiar with this kind of autopilot. I suppose that works now. So I guess you have to disengage altitude hold mode. That's new. Also, the GTN 750 is so lovely. Look at that nice smooth curve it does. 54 miles and then getting close to our destination. I would say let me continue to do some calculations and we will see you at final. Alright guys, here we are, the airport is right ahead of us. We don't really have to go ILS, but I am going to try out and see if I can capture it. Let's go ahead and pull back some power. Go down to 3,000 feet. Not exactly sure how it works, but I'll just try and wing it. I'm gonna try and switch to localizer here in a second after this waypoint. Okay, it is turning left, which is not good. Oh, it's trying to do a loop. Okay. Well, just try and go straight in. Because why the heck not? We do have our glide slope indicator. And then let's go ahead and hit nav. And also approach mode. Let's see if that captured the ILS. That looks about right. I think it actually captured the ILS, so that's good. Go ahead and do a notch of flaps and put down the gear. Go and turn our landing lights on. I forgot about those earlier. Full flaps. I'm not exactly sure why the weather radar needs to be off. It's kind of odd. Alright, let's keep it at 100 knots. Like I said earlier, this aircraft can still fly at around 60 or 80 knots, so I'm not sure if that's realistic. Alright, let's go ahead and land. ILS worked perfectly fine. We were able to capture that. Let's see how smoothly we can land this. Go ahead and disengage autopilot. Alright, that was decently smooth, not too bad. Well, welcome to Kansas City. We managed to do a full flight with the new EMB-121 on Vatsim. We had no controllers at the destination, but that's fine. Let me just go ahead and give you my final thoughts and opinions. So, graphics, like I said, really good. Avionics and systems work great. You can fly on Vatsim perfectly fine. You get all your frequencies and your transponders. Everything works, everything is animated, all these switches work. Go and zoom in on the map real quick. There we go. See if we can go to signature. And then tablet is good. You can do your fuel and your cargo and passenger planning and all that. You have a full checklist. Climbing and cruising and descending works perfectly fine. You don't have VNAV, so you have to kind of like calculate it yourself. Autopilot works great. And just to keep in mind, this was also actually my very first flight with this aircraft, so like I said, I'm not a professional. If I mess anything up, then that's my fault. Especially with the cabin pressure thing, it's probably a mistake on my part. For 18 bucks, or well, it's 18 euros, but I think it's $20. You cannot do anything wrong with this plane. I can highly recommend it. It has about the performance like a little less than the King Air. It has about 200 knots and it has a range of about, I think, 1,000 miles, maybe less. But this plane is more for like slow, short range flying. If you're like more into that, I would say it has about the same quality as the ATR that came out recently by Microsoft. If you have any questions about the aircraft before, any concerns before you want to buy it, just let me know in the comments and I'll answer you as fast as I can. But really, I mean, if you're an aviation geek and just want to do full flights on Vatsim without any issues, then there you go. Here we are. Let's see, shutdown procedure. Autopilot is off, flaps 4, yep, that's from earlier. Go ahead and pull them all the way up too. It does have the same flap sound as the CJ4, but I don't really mind. Go ahead and turn off all the DIs and the pitot heat. Go ahead and turn off the transponder. Shut down, parking brake is set. Taxi lights are off, throttle is idle, propeller levers, minimum RPM. Lead valves, and close them. Gonna get a warning light, we can acknowledge that. Pressure vent switches and AC switches. Turn them all off. At condition levels, turn them to cut off. And shut down the engine. Auxiliary and main fuel pumps off. Left and right generators are off. A lot to do, so it might not be like study level. I don't know, there's some people who say it's not study level. Honestly, I think it does take quite a bit of studying for this aircraft, especially since it's not a modern aircraft that you're used to, with all the touchscreens and everything. It's a little more older aircraft, I think it's from the 70s. So it does take a little bit of studying and getting used to the aircraft. And here we are, off. Converters off. Lights off. And that's off. And battery. There you go, that's the whole shutdown procedure. Definitely a lot more than the ATR. I would say this is actually more in depth than the ATR. Like, she just saw me push so many buttons and flick so many switches. But yeah, there you go, that's the Embraer 121. I can definitely recommend it, good plane. BRISMDESIGNS did a very good job with the aircraft. I can definitely recommend it for 20 bucks, that's a steal. Hope you all enjoyed the review. And like I said, if you have any questions, just let me know. And we will see you in the next video. Enjoy the rest of your day.